back here and let me get you. I got a fly that won't land, y'all, and I can't get him. And every time I get busy, ready to go live, he comes back, and then the rest of the day he's gone. We've got some bad news, y'all. The body of Liam Payne, no. Wow, take me back, right? Liam King, the 7-year-old, was found deceased. So that's heartbreaking, and we're going to get into that. We're going to be talking about a sighting possibly, and the lady is 1,000% sure that it was Lilly, but not Jack. And that story is really bizarre, but I want to listen to it. She claims to have seen Lilly in the Lilly and Jack Sullivan case. They are 4- and 6-year-olds missing from Nova Scotia. I got bad news all the way around, y'all. When it comes, if you've been following the Laken Snelling case, we got info on that just is like, I don't even know what to think there. But I have also something to show you in little Emanuel Haro's case that is pertaining to Charlie, who was Rebecca's nephew, and the funeral. And I've got to show you a video that an 1111 crimer sent me. What in the actual fudge at Christmas is going on in this video at this funeral? Anyway, I've been busy. I've been really busy with behind the scenes stuff. As you know, I also sell decks of cards, and just came out with a new design and getting ready tonight for our class. So that being said, I want to say hello to a few of you. It's been a hot minute. Mama D's been working behind the scenes, and also we did a great success of selling for charity only. All proceeds go to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children on Sebastian Rogers. We sold our charity donation auction, Sebastian Rogers painting, and so we have made, let me come up to topside to tell you this. Let's start off with good news, because it's so heartbreaking when you hear all this stuff, right? So let's try to balance out today with a little good news. Our group from 1111 True Crimers, whether you're on Crime Story Mama or you're on 1111 True Crime, it doesn't matter. It's all same family. We have raised over $4,000 that we have already gifted to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. So if that doesn't lift your spirits a little bit, I don't know what could, because they are the very people that help the parents of actual missing children. Hello, Viv. Hello, lovely. And I'll work with you, Viv. Heaven Reigns was able to figure it out, and you know what I'm talking about, and hopefully we can get you and I think it's Jennyville also all situated with wanting to do upgrade, right? Hi, Carla, love. Hi. How are you? Hey, Rage. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Shay. Welcome back. Jennyville. Cheryl, good to see you. Oh, gee, Kim, you finally caught alive. Well, good. Happy to see you. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Jackie. This is a wonderful news, Mama D. I'm so pleased. Yeah, let's take a deep breath and say thank you, Jesus, that we have a lot of caring people. Now, remember, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children actually is intensely involved in spreading awareness. They're the site that you go to look if a child is missing. You can report a child missing there. You can report anything you need to them. They get it to the proper official. They then flip it around and help the parent out, providing missing posters, all kinds of wonderful things. And so they're a great charity to back. Hey, BC. Hi, Tony for Freedom. Not AC. Good to see you. Mary Dalmatians, welcome back. Adele, good to see you. Hello, Jennifer Swain, my love. All right. So let's get into a little bit of the disappointment. Okay. Everybody that isn't familiar, on Sunday at around 11, a 7-year-old in North Carolina, Asheboro. Hold on a minute. Had to clear my throat. went missing. And they did an all-out search for the child. And now they have today discovered the body of Liam King. Let me fix chat. It's actually pinned on top of our title. Why not? Why is it not letting me there? I'm like, what? We'll put it down here so you can still see. So this little boy was missing since Sunday at 11. Come to find out, after the presser was just released as I was going live, so I didn't have time to record it for you. I think JLR has the presser. But, y'all, the boyfriend was the one watching Liam A. King, who was 7 years old, a non-verbal autistic child. And the boyfriend was, the child was at a different home than his own, and the boyfriend was in charge of him, and the mother was elsewhere. So the child had a phone, and it wasn't operational to call out, I guess. But they used it to track him, and they tracked him to the first pond, and they know he was there. There was evidence, they said, that Liam had been there. Then they followed a logging road to a secondary pond, and they had already checked the pond, and they saw nothing. It was upon the second return that they found Liam. So you're probably wondering, like me, are there going to be criminal charges? Are there any neglect charges? And I'll just tell you that the sheriff stated it very clear that this is just the beginning of the investigation. He referred to not wanting, the reason that they had not wanted, volunteers searching certain areas was because of evidentiary reasons that they may need in the future. So charges could be filed. It broke my heart because I followed it day before yesterday lightly, like just seeing what's going on. And then yesterday I started really paying attention. I'm like, I'm going to cover the case. But I felt he would be found rather quickly. I just in my gut did. And sure enough, when I was barely had the thumbnail made when it came out that, and I think I found it on the Pascal show first. And so I went to Google it on the news, y'all, and it wasn't even in the news yet. Again, another YouTuber having the correct information well before media. Just saying. Did you catch my well before me? YouTube's getting on it, right? Fed thinks Mama T, I'm less stressed out. The pharmacy has finally delivered your prescription. Good to hear. They were messing you around? Oh, honey, I'm glad that you got what you needed. Thank you, Rach. She says, we encourage you. We ask you kindly, if you feel obliged to hit the like button, we appreciate it. If you choose not to, maybe you want to hit the down button. Maybe you're like, Mama D stinks. I don't care. As long as you hit a button so that the algorithm gets us back up into the getting the videos watched. I got really, really sick, and I'm coming back kind of slow, so it's been a 3-week, hit and miss for videos. And the algorithm didn't like that. It was like, we're not going to promote your videos anymore. Well, they didn't say that, but obviously. Yes, Jennifer, this could have been prevented. It's such a shame. How often do we say that? How often we bring up the fact that this could have been prevented, and then we all say, how could a monster do this? How could a monster do that? And I think we're starting to understand something, and there is something I'm going to bring up about Jack Haro that really lays it in print, if you will, that there is a means to stopping this, but it's a cycle. It's not just these people coming out of perfect relationships with their own parents, and all of a sudden something happens bad and they lose their crap and they do something. No, we're starting to realize that they were done that way, and it's what they've learned, and there's no excuse for it. It's got to stop now. So what we have to do is we have to put a hard a hard cord, I don't know, a line in the sand that says if you cross this line with a child, you will be held publicly accountable. Not just court of law, publicly. If you harm a child, you will go on a national registry where every school will know you, every daycare will know you, all the parents will know where you live when you move, because you will be broadcast for what you're doing, and there will be no more hiding in the shadows. And that is the new law we're trying to pass, which is the Emanuel Haro law, that says if you have already been convicted of a crime against a child, that you will be put on a national registry just like an SA offender. And I'm 1,000,000,000% behind that. So if anybody has I meant to grab the link. Hold on, I got a cough. God forbid that we find out that Liam King's mother's boyfriend has a criminal history against kids or violence, right? We don't know. There's a story that he was playing in the front yard with everybody, whoever that is. And then the person went into the house for a minute, just a few minutes. And yes, it made me kind of feel a little bit like that Summer Wells minute when Candace was at Grandma's trailer hooking up that knee brace for Grandis, right? So we don't know what minutes are, but the child was left unattended. And this is the result. That Liam King, 7-year-old, was found deceased in a pond, on the edge of the pond. Mary, it's those that were harmed a lot as a child are recycling that energy into the next generation, and then they're recycling it and so forth. So what we've got to do is we've got to get it stopped by making the abuser humiliated in public. And so they don't do these things. They don't want to risk the entire world knowing what they did. And, you know, it messes up their life. Instead of like Jack Haro, who went to a class after what he did to little Emanuel Haro. Well, I'm sorry, his sister, Promise Faith, who was 10 weeks old. We all know what happened. If you don't, you've probably been under a rock. Jake destroyed this child's life. So Promise is never going to be okay. She's bedridden, and skull fracture caused serious brain damage. Let me put a cough drop in. Otherwise, I'm going to be coughing. Hey, good vibes only. Good to see you. Welcome back, lovely. Hey, BC. So, hi, Prime Candy. Welcome back, love. Okay, welcome. Well, we greatly appreciate our replay crew. Thank you, BC. Thank you. So, in this process, there is a petition out there to get that law passed. And can anybody get that link? Otherwise, I'll literally go sort it out and get it, because I want to get that link up. Yes, Emanuel's law has over 4,000 signatures. Let's get more on there, y'all. I had the link, and it's not available for me right now. I grabbed it last time, and I didn't save it. Okay, let's get into a little bit of this. So, let's start off by pushing that out there, that we can do changes, right? It is so sad, Tammy. It is so sad. And it might turn out with Liam King's passing that it was nothing more than literally you turned your back for a minute. This isn't a child that's a toddler. This child probably could outrun an adult. He looks very, very able and fit. He also looked healthy. The sheriff did state that the mother was with them every second, desperately trying to find her child. So that's heartbreaking too. Hey, Carla, good to see you. Aw, I hope I send you lots of healing energy. You will sign and share. Thank you, Kimberly. Anybody? Okay, I'll go get it. I thought maybe somebody would jump on for me and grab the petition. Let's see. We will Google Emanuel petition. Okay, I got the link for you. There we go. Thank you, Jenny Bill. There we go. There you go, lovelies. So let's get signed on that if you want to support a very good law. Again, I'm sorry, I've still got that terrible cough. Let's get back on to, oh geez, I closed our thing. Okay, so here is the news on little Liam King. I have to take breaks from true crime because it just gets heavy. Thank you, Jenny Bill. I appreciate it.
Happening now in the W Area Live Center, we have a sad update to that story we've been reporting all morning long for the last 24 hours about that 7-year-old North Carolina boy, Liam King. Well, we just learned from the Randolph County Sheriff's Office that his body was found this morning near Asheboro, where he was last reported missing. These are new pictures that they released in the last 24 hours of the 7-year-old. He was nonverbal, but he could hear very clearly, but they've been searching for him for at least the last 2 or 3 days now. And the Randolph County Sheriff's Office just confirmed that his body was found in a pond. Here's a picture as we come back here to the W Area Live Center of first responders this morning as they gathered, likely after Liam's body was found. The Randolph County Sheriff's Office, they are planning a 2 o'clock press conference this afternoon. Of course, stay with WRAL, and we'll update you on this story throughout the day online.
And that presser has already happened and is available. I know JLR covered it. Thank you, Jenny Bill. You signed it. Thank you. Thank you. You shared it. Thank you, Just Breathe. Thank you. So that's the heartbreaking story. And like I said, the mother wasn't present. Liam had been left with her boyfriend. He allegedly was outside with Liam, went into the house, came out, no child. But they are investigating. So they had done quite a massive search for the child, and I'm talking helicopters, drones, dogs, the whole 9 yards. They were talking about a bracelet. So there's these bracelets that ping, right, have a signal in them. And I'm wondering if that wouldn't be a really good thing for a lot of kids, right? Whoever made those. Thank you, Carla, for signing it. Just Breeze says, I can't imagine what that mama is going through. I know. Kimberly says not buying it. Well, you just never know. They said that they're just starting their investigation. Shay says it sounds fishy. Could be. Jenny wants to know what's with mom leaving kids' babies with boyfriends. I was a single mom and never did that. It's heartbreaking, says Good Vibes Only. All these precious children at the hands of the monsters. It truly is. It truly is. And it wasn't an area the child lived at. So he was just visiting. I'm wondering if he got triggered. So I have an autistic child who's now 21. But one thing that, even though each individual is at has a different personality, if you will. They're not slow children. They're highly intelligent, maybe even smarter than the parent. In my case, sometimes yes. But anyway, there's certain things where loud noises, like certain video games that are really loud, like pew, 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 or loud music can trigger my son. And he'll start getting agitated, and I can tell because he'll start running his hand through his hair a lot. And it triggers him. And one of the things that often can trigger a child can be very loud sound. So if somebody raises their voice and begins to shout at the child, it can trigger them. So it wouldn't necessarily have to be that somebody put their hands on Liam if he got triggered. It could have been that he got scared because his mom wasn't there and he wanted to go look for his mom. It's hard to say. But you do have to ask yourself what triggered him, right? Because he wasn't an eloper. That's what they call it, eloping. He wasn't common to elope. I guess they need to prepare for the unexpected too. So the massive search happened, and like I said, he was visiting another person's home. Kathy says, found it strange if they checked and he wasn't there the first time. Right. That's exactly true. Sheriff said they checked that pond thoroughly the first time and found, he literally said, and we didn't find him. And then he said, or anything. It was upon the second return that the child's body was there. It'll be interesting to see if, if he had water in lungs, or, you know what I'm saying. Jess Breeze says, you just can't trust to leave your kiddos with anyone. No one will ever for them. No one will ever care for them the way Mama does. That's true. That's true. I was terrified. I had hyper kid, right? My oldest was hyper. He could make the Pope swear. So I was terrified of even teachers, that they would lose their patience or something. And so I was considered an overprotective mother. And by the time he was almost 2. He was still in diaper, but he was almost 2. And it was our anniversary. And my husband said, can we leave him with your very best friend and go have one night away without the baby? And so I did the whole overprotective, here's 4 diaper bags worth of everything the kid owns, and here's his schedule. Here's my signed if you have to take him to the doctor. Here's my, the hotel and everywhere I am. Here's his blood type and the little signature saying you can give them permission to administer. And finally, they peeled me away from my baby, and I left him, my oldest, with my best friend. A true story. So we do our travel, and I wouldn't go more than 3 hours away. I'm like somewhere 3 hours away. That's it. That's all I'm doing, because I want to be able to go home that night if I just want to. And my husband was like, okay. So we went local, 3 hours away, and we went to an art museum. We had supper, and I called to check in, and I got no answer. And I was like, what's going on? So we get back to the hotel, and I'm like gonna call on that phone, and no answer. Now this is before cell phones, so I'm thinking, well, maybe they left the house. So then my husband says he's going to take a shower. So he goes in there and he's getting ready to take a shower. And I turn the TV on. And there stands my best friend, Missy, holding my son in nothing but a diaper on a street corner in front of their house. And the entire fire department is there. And their house has went up in flames. In the middle of the day, the entire upstairs burnt away. Okay? KK? So I was, you don't even want to know, I was like, oh my God, you know me. If you've watched me a hot minute, I was off to feed. We didn't get to unpack. We just loaded that stuff right back up in the car and I went there. And my kid was 100% fine. It was something electrical upstairs caught fire. Nobody was upstairs. They were all outside having a barbecue. And by the time they got there with the fire truck and everything, the whole upstairs was gone. True story. And so that was the last time people harassed me to leave my kid with anybody. Because there, did you see him? See him? I got the fly swatter ready. I'm doing the helicopter because I don't have time to kill him right now. The fly. He landed on my monitor, which you know I can't be like, bam! That made me mad. I'm like, you're a clever little fly. So that was that. That happened, right? Just like that, it was over. And I was like, oh my God, you never think you're going to turn the TV on and there's your 2-year-old on camera. That was nice though, because I didn't have a lot of questions. I could see him. He wasn't crying. He was playing in her hair and goofing off. He was happy. He was in a diaper and you could see all of him. He was fresh and clean and she did a beautiful job. She grabbed her 2-year-old, my 2-year-old, and their 6-year-old, and outside and called 911. So, Tammy says my second son, hipper, always making sure he was good 1 second, never know how they're going to act. Hyper. Oh, with a Y. Hyper. Okay. I'm not spell check. I'm just saying it helps me understand what you're saying. Lisa says, so you're so correct about child can get triggered easily. Yes, they are highly intelligent. I worked with special needs and nonverbal autistic, but very loving and very energy child. And they're highly intelligent. Like, I'm talking. So here's another story, right? When Noah, my autistic son, when he was 5, he was entering kindergarten, and they gave us our lunch numbers for the year, and they were 9 digits long. 9 digits, like long as our social security number. They gave me this long arse digit for each kid and myself if I wanted to have lunch with them, and then it would just come out of my account. All right. We get to the very first orientation thing for the year, and Quentin was entering first grade. Noah was in kindergarten, and I forgot our slip, or my slip. And Quentin had his, but he had to learn how to enter it, and it was taking forever. And I started complaining to the cook, to the serving lady. I'm like, they really want us, these little kids, to remember these 9-digit numbers? Like, I find that absurd. And Noah goes, want me to do it? And I was like, do what, honey? And he's like, enter everybody's numbers. He had them all memorized. Noah's, his own, mine, and Quentin's. And my point was mute because my son knew the numbers and he got them right. We went through. I was like, wow. So sometimes they're smarter than us. Truly, so they get distracted easily and wandered off. And sometimes they don't have self-awareness. So Noah, again, he was first grade, different school now. We moved to a better school district that had a special needs teacher that it was like educated very well in Noah's disabilities. So we wanted her. So we had to move to be in this school. I know, long story short. He left the school in the middle of bathroom break and came home, and I wasn't at home. Nobody home. I was at work. You probably heard this story. He had to cross 2 highways, and he was 5 on bathroom break. He also pulled the fire alarm because they were on the wall, and it was the first few days of school in kindergarten, and they had not told the children that those were for fire alarms or anything. Noah didn't know why, but it said pull, so he did. Yep. So kids can do some wild things, and we have to really realize that they're like unpredictable at all times, right? You really can't predict a kid. Wish I was your nanny. You can come be my nanny. Tammy said mine was hiding in the closet and couldn't find him till he jumped out, and I cried. Oh, that's terrible. Because you think you lose them. Yeah, I knew not to leave my kid. That's right. All right, you guys. So this is interesting. We're going to stay on the Liam King case real quick here. There was a delay in the alert process for Liam, and it has them questioning, do they need to redo some stuff as to getting the awareness out there sooner, especially if it turns out that he could have been saved in this short amount of time.
Here's the timeline that's raising questions. At 6:57 last night, this alert about a missing boy went to people's phones. That's after law enforcement sent out a news release at 5:14, leaving some people wondering what happened during the time between. And why did it take 1 hour, 43 minutes to get
almost
the
2
alert?
hours, almost
Research
2 hours.
published in the journal Safety Science shows that most phones receive the alerts within 10 seconds after that message is entered into the system. So if it's not the software, we asked the Randolph County Sheriff Greg Siebel about the timeline.
We were gathering information. We were getting people in place to do a search. We had to verify that maybe a family member didn't come and pick up the child. So there's a lot of things that come into play there. We wanted to get that alert out as quickly as possible.
The NC Centers for Missing Persons is also involved in sending out the alerts. Their director tells me she was about to board a plane last night when she saw the Facebook post from the Randolph County Sheriff's Office, and she had her on-call staff reach out. Writing to
Okay,
me,
stop.
that
What? So the coordinator of the alert center actually had to reach out to the sheriff's department. Anybody else hear that? She was on a flight or something and saw it on the news, and she had to reach out, and that's why there's a delay. Your son also pulled the fire alarm. It's not cool. And, you know, everybody in the office is like, blah, 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 and the school's been evacuated, and we're back in the office with the fire team and everything. Noah's sitting in a little chair over here, and I'm like, shh, because they're all saying, why would he do that? And they're all acting ugly at me, like I was like the one that was like, Noah, pull the fire alarm. Anyways, so I get back there and I like clear away some space for my son to breathe, because there's, 40 people in this little 10 by 10 office. And everybody got quiet, and I'm like, Noah, why did you pull the fire alarm? He said, because it said P-U-L-L. That means pull. I'm like, okay, thank you, sweetheart. And I turned around and I put it back on them. I'm like, I don't have those things at my home. I wouldn't know to teach my child that. You guys are the ones with those. If you don't want your kids pulling them, maybe you should tell them what they're for. And then I went back to work. Your son sounds like a very loving child. How you're not truly a loving. How he not. You're a lovely lady. Oh, thank you, Lisa. He is a good kid. But I had special needs training very young and was a special needs teacher, so I was really passive. I just let things kind of roll off the back of my... I still do. Like, Noah will say something that I'm sure someone might interpret to be rude. Like, you can't... Noah will just tell you the truth. Like, he came home the other day, and he had bought the wrong items, and I asked him why, and he said, because I didn't know what else to do because the stuff you wanted wasn't there. And there's no point in being like blah, 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 blah about it, because he made a valid point. And you just have to be very cut and dry and keep things clear. So I said, okay, well, thank you for trying to replace the items they didn't have. Yep. And you can't force. You have to respect the person's individuality. God has blessed me for sure. Just Bree says, that's crazy. They should report it immediately. I'd rather be alerted and him be found immediately than wait for people to be aware. So why is this director of this alert system the one reaching out to the sheriff? Anybody want to help me? Timmy says, OMG, that's crazy. I know. Hi, Liam Critchley. Hello. How are you? Welcome to the channel. Okay. So, I wanted to go over that now. We're going to jump over. I want to talk about baby Emanuel's dad, Jake. They still have not found baby Emanuel. However, allegedly, rumor has it that the police have started now asking the landfill stations for footage. It's like they don't want to get their hands dirty for Emanuel. I'm not impressed. Why are they so lax about wanting to gather evidence? Because the more time passes, the less viable evidence is going to be. It just bothers me. So, I have something to show you. And it's disturbing. And yes, it's the Emanuel Haro. Allegedly, it's Emanuel Haro's mother's nephew. So, Rebecca is the mother. It's her nephew, Charlie's funeral. I say allegedly because this gets weird. We got to go fund me for Charlie. And some other things. Yeah, they're not searching, in my opinion, but okay, get ready. This is allegedly the funeral. So, last week, we did a video, and there were a few of the 1111ers were talking about a funeral video of Charlie's funeral, and they said it was so weird the way they threw flowers onto the casket. And a lot of commenters were like me. And we were like, why is that weird? We all throw flowers on caskets. That happens all the time. And they're like, no, you have to see the video. And I said, well, send it to me. Y'all, what the actual fudge at Christmas is going on? This gets strange. Pay attention.
Nothing beats it.
What? Watch it again. What? What? Anybody else thinking this is crazy? No, I'm sorry, Milky Way girl. Liam King was found passed away in a pond. The investigation is starting now. Zomofo, I like your name. Mama D, I've been feeling that Jake Haro is or was a police informant. This is far too lenient for what's gone on with this baby. He's got to be something. He gets away with too much. Okay, thank you, Liam. How they throw them flowers, what the F. Right. Okay, let's go back. She's got the flower almost in her mouth. Like, is she hungry? Okay, that's what I'm saying. What am I showing you? I want to know this fly and me. Come on, man. Let's do this. Get your hiney on the table. Come on. Come near me again. I dare you. Helicopter with the fly swat. One fly is going to kill me. All right. She is like almost eating the flower. Right? I know it looked like a cigarette. Hold on. Watch this. You gotta watch it quick. It's so weird. And two of them threw flowers. Weird. Two of them. Not just one weirdo. Two of them. Two. It was weird. Watch. Flower gone. What was that? We'll watch that one more time. If you blink, you'll miss it. What is that one? She's kissing the flower. Okay, why does she whip it that way? She doesn't even look where she whips it. welcome to Starlight Voices. Thank you, Lady Tidy. How'd you do it twice? It's showing you welcomed twice. I never seen anybody welcome twice. I don't know, Chumba. Look at this chick. Watch the way she throws it. What is this? So first we get her. She just like whips it like I have nothing. I'm not holding a rose. Right? Doesn't even look at the casket. Doesn't pay respect. Just whips it like a piece of garbage aside. Then the second person. What is that? That is very odd. Thank you, Viv. Did they spit on the flower? I don't know. Zomopho says, hello, everyone. Sending peace and love to you all from Wales. Thank you, lovely. Nobody Cares is here. Welcome back, lovely. Good evening to you. You say good evening, Mama D, and all the beautiful people in chat. The second one. I know, right? What is that he has in his hand? What is that in his hand that he throws? Like vomiting the flowers. Yeah. It looks like a capsule. It's like she aggressively chucks it. I know, Nina. I know, Ash Cash is super strange. And what is this? Is that a tobacco filter? I'm like, am I losing my mind? What is going on at this funeral? Right? She dashed that rose and like she was trying to do it sneaky. Like she didn't want to be seen doing it. Like, yeah. She threw that away like it was, something you don't want to get caught with. Smoke for the road? Is that what it is? Smoke for the road? I mean, it'd be pretty sad because he died in an OD. It's Charlie, Rebecca's nephew's funeral. Look at these. Look at these. I don't even know. So she's eating the flower, right? It is the end of a vape pen. I thought so. Watch this. What in the actual... And what's with this down here? I mean, do your shorts got to be so short that your underwear hang out? What is this? I don't even get that. Okay, anyway. Okay, what is that? It's almost like she's like, what the heck, I'm eating a flower. Yuck. And that girl's like, these are so heavy. I can barely lift them. I can barely lift them. What? Look at the amount of drama and stiffed arm. And she threw them like, I don't want these anymore. It does look like a weed pen. I think you're right, Ash Cash. That's pathetic. The flower throwing is weird. Viv says, it is one of those tiny perfume testers? No, it's a filter is what it looks like. Is it like someone says, just throw the flowers, and she like, meh, whatever, and chucks them? She chucks them, doesn't she? Putting a cigarette out on the strap? I don't know. It's so weird. It's a vial of something, says Downtown Gabby. Timmy says, Hold was the person they buried. 21 or 22? The end of a vape pen. That's what I think. Ash is like, what the heck? I know. So we owe an apology when the person's last time was in chat and they were like, no, you got to see how they throw the flowers. And we were like, what? Put a joint out on the strap? I don't know what we watch. Rhonda West, that family knows so much more than they are telling. This is just creepy. This is the creepiest video I've ever watched. This flower stinks. I want rid of it. These are so heavy. I'm going to throw this in there too. Might as well. I don't want to get my white gloves dirty. What? Yes, I added the sound. Total vape cartridge. Thought so. Chumba, it looks so disrespectful. Randy says it's a 510 vape cart. Go Deep for You says it's a blunt. Is that a blunt? Is it a blunt? I don't know. What in the world? All right. Y'all want to watch it one more time? And then we'll get on. We'll get on with it. Okay. This gonna be on my phone as my screen. I'm just kidding. This is so weird. Now I can't watch it without thinking that. This flour tastes horrible. They're so heavy. I'm gonna throw this in the garbage too. Oh, nothing in my white gloves. What the hell? Timmy says, OMG, what a funeral. Never seen anything like this. Mary Dalmatian, OMG, it's so strange. Why would you even do that at a funeral? Thank you. Like 21, Kathy. Like 21. That's it. Is that usual? No. I know a lot of Mexican. And they are very cultural, very respectful, very loving, very kind. Just like you and me. Right? Dr. Brandy Bungie says, these are the most bizarre group of people I've seen in one family. Yikes. Not exactly dressed appropriately for the funeral. Thank you. Like, who does this? You got to wear the short shorts to the funeral? What, are you hoping to pick up a date? Yeah, I'm going to wear my shortest shorts to the funeral. You just never know who you're going to meet. I don't know, y'all. It's so weird. Carol says, my mother-in-law was throwing flowers, but guess what? She fell into them. We had to get her out. She fell into the grave? Oh, my God. That'd be horrific for her, too. Okay, Genevieve says, I've seen some odd funerals, but this tops it all. It is almost sarcastic. It's like fake. It's like fake. Does anybody else think this looks like, okay, we're just going to film this. There's really no funeral. It's just a scene from a movie. Cue actresses. Get that out of your mouth, Carla. What are you doing? Can't you put more roll into it? That's not a garbage can. Come on, man. Even the response of this little girl. She's just like I would be. Look, she's watching them, right? She's watching them, like what they're doing, and she's like, did I just see that? It's wild. Hi. Aw, everybody is very welcoming here. Very welcoming. Carol says, yeah, she fell into the grave, and trust me, we almost had to call a wrecker to pull her out. 6 guys went in after. Oh, my Lord. There's that fly. Did you see him and hear him? Come on, man, land. After this live, I've got to do a tarot class, and he's going to irritate me the whole time. I can just feel it. Erg. Okay, we got to move on. Yeah, I'd be furious if I was a mother. All right, so real quick, because I'm running out of time, we are going to be late on our next live. That's okay. That's all right. Yeah, it looks like a commercial from the 70s or 80s. Right. Totally. So here, look at this. Honor his memory, help with burial costs. They never put this guy's name on here. They list him as, our hearts are broken after sudden loss of our beloved son, grandson, father, and friend to the silent epidemic claiming too many lives, fentanyl. We hope to honor his memory and help others see the dangers before it's too late. Any support towards burial costs is deeply appreciated. Not once do they say a name over here either. It's closed now, but they did at the time that this was screenshot. They had already raised $3,800. So let's see how long this is. I want you to listen to this. This is about Jack Haro and is absolutely not an excuse at all. But we have to be able to become aware of the patterns and create a roadblock so that these horrific abuse, these DV patterns are broken. And I really believe Emanuel's Law might do it. And that is to publicly humiliate that person by putting them on the I harmed a kid list, right? That all the schools can get, daycares can get, you can get as a parent. The public can know where you live and when you move, and that you aren't to be around children, right? Listen to this.
Alexandra Kazarian is a criminal defense attorney who spent almost a decade as a public defender in Los Angeles. Alexandra, thank you so much. We actually learned that Jack Haro himself was removed from his parents, much like his own children were removed from his custody.
Yeah, it's very sad. It sounds like this is a long time cycle of abuse that's happening in this family. There are allegations that his grandfather was mentally ill and that his mother had addiction problems, and she left him at home, not only with his grandfather who wasn't fit to watch over him, but there were also domestic violence issues between his mother and his father. So by the time he was 13, he was taken away from his own home. So it sounds like it's a long time that he's been in tumultuous relationships.
So 13 years old, he's removed from his own parents alongside his own sister and brother. And is it true that they are removed from the home and into the custody of that grandfather who apparently had severe mental health issues?
More kids. How many children has Jack Haro fathered? Question of the year. So I knew there was Eli, and I knew Promise Faith, but there was more, according to Ashley Banfield. A family curse that needs to stop. It's a tinfoil hat night. I saw what you wrote, and I begun to wonder if there was no Charlie, like they just made it up so they could do a GoFundMe. But then you see the huge funeral, and you're like, well, they wouldn't have done that. That would have cost more than they raised. So, but okay, let's go conspiracy theory. Full-blown spaghetti on the wall. Maybe I'll see that fly. Real quick. I guess I'm not that quick of a thinker. All right. So, what if there was no Charlie? What if that casket and urn actually held Emanuel only? And what if they falsified the death of Charlie so that they could bury Emanuel properly without alerting the police at all? Remember, Emanuel went missing between August 5th through the 12th. This funeral was August 5th. They need to exhume that grave, in my opinion. Just saying. Nina says, we have Sarah's Law in the UK, which does similar. It was after the murder of Sarah Payne. It's for offenders against children. Wow, yeah. We have SA alert too, yeah. Hold on a minute. The reason I said what if there's no Charlie is, I mean, they could get any cousin to play this role right here. You could bake that little birthday cake, put some candles, and say, yeah, you're going to be 21, right? And then we're going to fake this, and nobody's going to question it. But when you watch the funeral, like they're pretending, like they're awkward, and they don't know what to do. I mean, what? And then we go over to here, and we got no name, right? They're just GoFundMe raising money. I don't know. Yes, Zomofo. Exhume that grave. That's how I feel too. All right, you guys, we're going to switch gears one more time. I'm going to try to fit it all in before we get out of here. So 2 missing sweaters, 2 children missing. This is the case of Lilly and Jack Sullivan from Nova Scotia, Canada. And Lilly and Jack were only 6. Lilly 6 and Jack is 4. And they went missing on, well, the last time they have a proof of life was May 1st. Now, for those of you that are in that case, I'm going to share this with you. This is an alleged sighting, and this is the woman. There he went. He flew over my head. Come on back, man. Land on something besides my monitor. My eyes are on you. So, this person called into Hidden in the Fog. Please go give the channel lots of love, right? Hidden in the Fog. And the title of the video, to get the full understanding of what they saw, is The Sighting of Lilly Sullivan Reported to RCMP. Now, remember, you guys, for those of you that don't do pulling cards, don't do tarot, that's fine. I'm just going to tell you that every single reading that I do on Lilly and Jack Sullivan, everybody knows all the readings show me that Jack is no more, but I can't get a fix on Lilly, and I don't connect to Lilly, and even keep suggesting a new beginning for Lilly. And I'm like, how would that work? Because I don't understand it any more than you. That's just what my message keeps coming out, no matter how many times I do the reading. So when I was listening to this person explain that she says she is sure 1,000% that it absolutely was Lilly and there was no Jack, and that this child was explaining that they were with their uncle, but they didn't know him that good, and that they were waiting on their mom, but their mom had not come even though they had slept at night. Kind of makes me wonder, right? Yes, right. Okay, so here, let's listen to this witness share with us what they saw.
You were at the park. Obviously, from your story, you
Welcome
didn't
back,
recognize that who she was at the time, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
But I knew, like, I was staring at her because the way that she was talking to me, she was very scared. Like, she actually took herself, the way she was positioning herself around the park was so that this guy wasn't able to see what she was saying to me. Like, she would always make sure that her back was like to him. Like, I was pushing her on the swing and she jumped off the swing to turn herself around. So he was like, I was pushing her and she was going east on the swing. It was so strange. And then I just and I kept saying, where do I know this kid from? Where do I know this kid from? And as soon as I got home, I was like, it hit me. I was like, that is that child. That is that 100,000%. That was that child. They chopped her hair off. They had her dressed up as a little boy. And I hate to say this so blatantly, but
they had her dressed up as a little boy. That would make you wonder. But, here's the problem. So the woman's at the park, right? Aw, Nina, thank you so much. Let me put my fly spot down. Thank you for the $2. Thank you for the $2 snippet chat. Let me hit like. So this person this man is a ginger, meaning he had red hair and a full beard and all this, is 6'3" or so and solid. And he's dressed in a Carhartt overalls, which are like the kind that they claimed Kohlberger had. The kind you would put on for working under a car, right? And she's saying it was Lilly, and that Lily's hair was chopped off to make her look like a boy. But she never did a couple things. So I know hindsight's 20/20. So to prevent it from being hindsight and being more of a preventive measure, let me explain something. If you're uncomfortable around a child and you think there's something to it and you've got a hunch, number one, ask them their name. What's your name? Right? If you think it actually is the missing child, you're like, oh, I wonder if this could be Lilly, then say their name. Lilly. and see if they turn around. 2 things. Number 3, this witness has clear view of the van that this man is driving. Clear view of it. Nothing stopping her from jotting down or screenshotting the license plate. So the whole time she said she was suspicious, her intuition's firing off, something seems strange, clearly the child's scared, and she doesn't ask a name, she doesn't say a name, and she doesn't even get the license plate of the vehicle. Those are some red flags for me that this person might have not been as suspicious of the situation at the time, but then much later got suspicious and are kind of like embellishing the story a little. Because if you were on high suspicion, there you are, you son of a biscuit eater. Come here. I think I got him in the air. Hold on. He was in mid-flight and I hit him and I saw him drop. Well, he's gone for now. We'll see if I got him. I don't see him now. So if you do see a child, like let's say you're in a town and you think you see Sebastian Rogers, just say their name. Sebastian. See if they turn around. Right? You don't have to interfere with nobody. Just say the name and watch. And if they turn around, then call. Right? Say something right away. See something, say something. Yeah, and it sounds like I'm swearing, but I'm not. Regina, that's it, Regina. And so I don't know if this person is a distraction or if she truly sounds like she absolutely believes it, that this is Lilly. And maybe it was. But I'm just saying, if she was super suspicious, I think she would have taken more preventive measures. So getting a license plate, maybe screenshotting the kid, right? Or grabbing a picture of the vehicle or all kinds of things. If she was so suspicious and this kid was so seriously scared. But all of that isn't there. So it's almost as if she had an interaction with the child. And then later, after the event, she came to believe that perhaps that she saw Lilly then. That's how I'm taking it.
A child at 6 years old, okay, I have a 6-year-old little boy, and if I was to put a little dress on him and cute little shoes, you would not be able to tell if he was a boy or a girl, because they're still at that stage where they have that soft-spoken voice. Just like a little girl, you could chop off her hair, and if she's wearing like little jean shorts or a little freaking rookie shirt or something.
Okay, so she's got her point. Let's move ahead.
That's the child's name, no.
Okay.
It wasn't no.
Okay, so she, hidden in the fog is like, did you ask the child's name?
Say this is a boy, or this is a girl, and that's a boy. You know what I mean? That's the age.
So, when you were pushing her, when you were having this interaction with...
Yeah, she's totally interacting with this child, pushing this child on the swing, right? And she never asked this child's name, even though she's suspicious of everything.
Well, first of all, did you ask her name?
I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't ask the child.
She did not ask the child's name. She did report it to the RCMP, and even RCMP came to her home. Okay, so right away. Lady Tidy, hello, lovely. Miss you, love. Miss you. If I was at a park and there was a child and there seemed uncomfortable with the people there, I would call 911. I would definitely get involved, right? Wendy, and if you stole a kid, would you take her to the park? Thank you. That's the other thing. So you've got this, let's say this. You got this 6'3" burly guy that's dressed in, like Jason off of Halloween, right? He's a ginger, so he sounds like he's like from the movie The Burbs. He's acting goofy and strange and weird. He's driving a handicapped van that looks brand new. and he's allegedly kidnapped this kid. What I don't get, so he was driving along and he was like, man, she hasn't had much fun lately. Let's go to a very well-populated park and I'll just let her run among everybody, even though I've kidnapped her and she talks to everybody. I'm just going to let her run amongst everybody and I'll just stand here and look really suspicious next to my handy van. You feel me? It just seems like, yeah, Ash Cash. So go over to Hidden in the Fog and you can watch the whole video, listen to everything she shares. Christine says, does this woman make a habit of pushing strange kids on swings in parks? I don't know. I've done it. You know, kid runs up. You've got your kid playing over here. This kid comes up. Will you push me? You know how kids are. They don't care who you are. They know everybody, right? Even though they don't. And I say, yeah, and I give them a couple pushes. Absolutely. But one thing I do say to kids is, what's your name? How old are you? Oh, where's your mom? Where's your dad? You know, I ask questions. I don't know. I thought that was normal. I thought that, yeah, it seems a bit sketchy to me too, yay. That's how I felt. Like there's some missing pieces to the story. And she repeats herself quite a bit. I don't know. I'll let you use your own discernment. Go over to Hidden in the Fog and listen to the entire interview. Okay, we are so running late, but we're going to share this last little bit. Remember the video I did about Laken Snelling? Well, I took a little bit of heat because I was making fun of her name as well as the guy. I was telling you he looked like Lurch, and so it ruffled a few feathers, so I'm sorry if that upset y'all. But I do want to say, you know, for the poster, the one person that came on here and was like, I don't think the way you treated her in this video was fair. I would like to ask, did that brand new newborn get treated fairly? Did she treat the newborn fairly? Because what you're about to read is going to really upset you. So, let's get back over. This is Laken Snelling. And so the police responded last weekend to an unresponsive newborn. They get to the place and the newborn is nowhere to be found. So they do a house search. They found a trash bag full of cleaning supplies, and yep, you got it, was in a towel placed inside the bag with the cleaning supplies. So naturally she's charged with all kinds of stuff, but she's not charged with red rum or manslaughter or nothing, because they waited for the autopsy. The autopsy has been inconclusive, and they have to do more microscopic testing to find out if the baby was breathing or if this was an organic passing away. Was it a stillbirth? All that. So that's all on the whatever. But there is new information coming in. And so here we go. This person wrote Abby Blabby, and they know this because the trauma nurse, they know the trauma nurse that took care of Laken. So was the baby alive when she had it and put it in her closet? I don't know. But this is what Abby Blabby's source shared to her. She writes, I know that the baby was estimated to be at 38 weeks baby boy. And the baby boy is true. We know that for a fact. She required a blood transfusion on arrival to UK. She had a second-degree laceration. She said that when the baby was delivered, it wasn't crying, but was blue but he did whimper. That's why I said I suspected that the baby would have been fine and healthy and no issue. Just needed the airway cleared a little, suctioned out. So, if this is true, this is so sad. Again, she said that when the baby was delivered, he wasn't crying and was blue, but he did whimper. She wrapped him in a towel and delivered the placenta 20 minutes later. She told the midwife in triage that she covered the baby's head with a towel. She fell asleep next to him for some time, and when she woke up, she cleaned up the room, which is known information. Now, before I read the rest, I want to tell you that it's been alleged that Laken went directly back to class as if nothing happened. This goes on to say, this is such a disheartening situation. I'm hoping the truth comes out. I wish she would have called someone for help. It's just so sad. She goes on to say the baby was full-term weight, under 6 pounds, head full of black hair, even had baby sideburns. She went last night to the service that they had held for the baby, and they can't bury him until all the testing is done. Said her father is devastated, but said the mom was cold about it and would not call the baby nothing but it when she talked about it. The reason she went to the hospital is they were making sure she had delivered all the afterbirths so that she would not get sepsis. People are harassing the baby's father, family, and he truly knew nothing. She had not been around any of us since the birthday in February, and that was the last time I saw her. So it's being alleged that he isn't the father, that there's another beau, her ex, that may be the father. This last message from Abby Blabby, where she was texting back and forth, says, okay, that makes sense. I know she was technically arrested on Wednesday. Would you care if I said some of this in a video without telling me who told me? Sure, she also said that she knew she was pregnant and she didn't want her parents to know. So she was waiting until she got back to Kentucky to use student help to get parental care, which is confusing considering what she did. Oh, wow, my jaw is on the floor. And it's also being alleged that in November, keep in mind, she would soon become pregnant, allegedly, but in November, she joined a Facebook babysitting group. So, the father is not known at this time. Here's the part about the father.
Per WBIR TV, and we've also learned that her ex-boyfriend has reportedly given a DNA sample to police. One of the big questions in this story that's still unanswered is who's that child's father and who else could face charges in this shocking case, as we're also learning more about her cheerleading career. This video is of Laken Snelling months before her arrest during a competition per Flow Cheer on YouTube. We're on the case, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart.
So she was doing all them flipping and catching adults and holding them upside down over her belly and all that. And she'd have been about 6 months pregnant, probably. Hi, Annie. You say, sorry, I've not been around much. My old kitty cat is nearly ready. Oh, the Rainbow Bridge. That's hard. That's really, really hard when we lose our pets. It truly is. Hobblone says the claim the autistic boy gravitated to water is also false to frame a circumstantial preconditioned alibi for drowning their sons, in your opinion. Thank you for sharing your opinion. Jess Priest said someone had to see her over the summer and notice she was pregnant. How could she have a boyfriend? Maybe she wasn't having any intimate relationship with a new boyfriend or something. Because if you're in your intimate business, you cannot tell me that your beau ain't going to know you're 38 weeks pregnant. Please. It's just, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. And that is all Mama D has for you today. I sure appreciate your time here. I truly, truly do. And we'll be back again with more updates as they come in. She knew she was pregnant, had plenty of time to make a better choice. Y'all, there was a safe haven for the babies with an incubator, you know, that keeps them alive and safe. 7 minutes away from her home. I kid you not. Kentucky laws are extremely strict on they're pro-life. They're pro-life. They're very, very, very pro-life. Serious. Yeah, I don't know how someone don't know they're pregnant. Not at that level. Not at 38 weeks. Zomofo is going to leave at the same time I am. All right, my beautifuls, I adore you. I can't wait to be back again tomorrow, and we'll keep going with the updates, right? I haven't done one of the videos where I've had so many different updates, but I'm not going to do 4 different videos for this stuff, so we'll just have to do it this way. That's right. Thank you, Prime Candy and I both say thank you for spending your time with us today. Please show Mama D your support. Hit the thumbs up on the way out if you would be so kind. I love you guys to the moon and back. See you soon.